Mucuna, L-tyrosine, and the chasteberry. Mucuna is referred to as a natural herbal supplement originating from ancient Indian medical practices, although it's technically a legume that grows in the tropics. This adaptogen can be used to lower stress, reduce anxiety, improve focus, boost libido, and improve the mood. The mucuna has been shown to be effective in increasing dopamine levels in both humans and animals, and it may have antidepressant effects. Other sources of dopamine are the chasteberry, or Vitex agnus as it's known, and L-tyrosine. The chasteberry is dopaminergic. The berries of the plant are used primarily in women for complaints of premenstrual syndrome. Animal studies have shown that Vitex inhibits prolactin, and this appears to selectively stimulate the D2 dopamine receptors. Also L-tyrosine. This can exert a particularly strong nootropic effect on the mood because of its enhancement to the levels of L-dopa, which is the precursor to dopamine. The neurotransmitter dopamine is critically linked with stable mood, so supplementing with L-tyrosine can offer mood-boosting benefits. All of these dopaminergic compounds that increase dopamine in the brain can increase motivation and make it easier to study or to complete tasks. Uridine, omega-3, and choline. Each of these can be studied for its individual benefits on mood and cognition. However, in combination, brain neurons form synapses through their lifespan, and this process is initiated by neuronal depolarization. However, the number of synapses formed depend on brain levels of those three nutrients. So given together, these nutrients accelerate the formation of synaptic membranes, the major components of the synapses. Synapses are part of the circuit that connects sensory organs, like those that detect pain or touch in the peripheral nervous system of the brain. Synapses also connect neurons in the brain to neurons in the rest of the body, and from those neurons to the muscles. Memories are stored initially in the hippocampus, where synapses among excitatory neurons begin to form new circuits within seconds of events to be remembered. An increase in the strength of a relatively small number of synapses can bind connected neurons into a circuit that stores a new memory. Doses of omega-3 typically range from 3 to 9 grams a day of an EPA-DHA blend. You can check out my video on choline to see the best sources and doses that I recommend. And uridine, taken in the form of uridine monophosphate in doses of 1 to 2 grams, is what's being used in most studies. A good quality B vitamin with B12 in the form of methylcobalamin would be recommended. 3 B vitamins are often linked with brain health: B6, B9, and B12. They help break down homocysteine, and high levels of this have been associated with a greater risk of dementia and Alzheimer's disease. B vitamins also help produce energy needed to develop new brain cells. Thiamine, which is B1, is also a very popular nootropic, and it can help reverse some of the symptoms of dementia. There's many forms of thiamine available. However, in the nootropic community, sulbuthiamine is considered one of the strongest for its effect stimulating mood also. Benfotiamine is a form that's recommended to increase your sensitivity to insulin, which is another mechanism that may improve brain function. Therefore, stacking or alternating between those two thiamine sources may be beneficial. Creatine. Research demonstrates that your brain requires a significant amount of ATP, adenosine triphosphate, when performing difficult tasks. Supplements can increase phosphocreatine stores in your brain to help it to produce more ATP. Creatine may also aid brain function by increasing dopamine levels and mitochondrial function. The most researched form of creatine is creatine monohydrate. Doses range from 5 to 10 grams per day, but many start for up to a month at taking 30 grams per day as a loading dose to help saturate the cells more quickly. Be sure to check out my other video on mitochondrial boosters, as they all play a role in ATP generation and can help improve brain function as well as overall health. In ancient Greece and Rome, rosemary was thought to strengthen memory. Research indicates that inhaling rosemary oil prevents the breakdown of acetylcholine, a brain chemical important for thinking, concentration, and memory. From real-world results in the clinic, the most effective form of rosemary for its brain-boosting effect is tea made from freshly picked plant. This seems to be one of the plants that loses many of its benefits when dried or preserved in some way. Iodine is an essential micronutrient needed in human diets. As iodine is an integral component of thyroid hormone, it mediates the effect of thyroid hormone on brain development. Iodine deficiency is the most prevalent and preventable cause of mental impairment in the world. Nascent iodine is the most bioidentical, non-toxic form of iodine. Doses can vary, and as it kills germs and yeast, there can be an initial detox when first taking it. It also helps to remove toxic halides from the brain and body, which can also improve mental well-being and cognitive function. As nascent iodine has a short activation time in the body, it's usually taken 2 to 3 times per day, and as it stimulates the thyroid, it's not recommended after 4 p.m., as the increase in energy may interfere with sleep. The lion's mane mushroom. It contains compounds that stimulate the growth of brain cells and protects them from damage caused by Alzheimer's disease. New animal research has found that lion mane's mushroom extract has anti-inflammatory effects that can reduce symptoms of anxiety and depression in mice. Another animal study found that lion mane's extract can also help regenerate brain cells and improve the functioning of the hippocampus, a region of the brain responsible for processing memories and emotions. A common dose of lion's mane extract is a 10-to-1 extract with a 30% polysaccharide content, and the daily dose of this would be up to 1 gram taken 3 times per day. Panax ginseng has been used as a traditional herbal medicine for over 2,000 years and is recorded to have anti-anxiety, antidepressant, and cognition-enhancing properties. Ginseng could help improve functions like memory, behavior, and mood. Some test tube and animal studies show that components in ginseng, like ginsengenoids and compound K, could protect the brain against damage caused by free radicals. It's termed an adaptogen because of its alleged ability to help restore balance to the body and protect the body from physiological stress. Ginseng provides neuroprotective effects on the dopaminergic pathway, which can help with ADHD. And ginseng is a serotonin and norepinephrine reuptake inhibitor, working as an antidepressant and helping other symptoms of ADHD. Ginseng acts as an anti-inflammatory by reducing cytokines and as an antioxidant. It also boosts ATP production in the mitochondria, in part because this antioxidant effect shields mitochondria and boosts brain energy. Panax ginseng is one of the most adulterated supplements sold. Therefore, only ginseng roots should be purchased and not powders or preparations. 500 milligrams twice per day is a standard dose. However, there's much debate as to the optimal dose of this. People in Russia and Scandinavian countries have used Rhodiola rosea to treat anxiety, fatigue, and depression for centuries. Rhodiola is reported to enhance energy levels and control how the body responds to stress, both which can affect brain health. As rhodiola compounds can impact neuron excitability, it's strongly possible that they can also improve cognitive performance. One study investigated the effects of rhodiola extract on 101 people with life and work-related stress. Participants were given 400 milligrams per day for 4 weeks. It found significant improvements in symptoms of stress, such as fatigue, exhaustion, and anxiety, after just 3 days, and those improvements continued throughout the study. Rhodiola has also been shown to improve symptoms of burnout, which can occur with chronic stress. Also, in a study of 118 people with stress-related burnout, it improved many associated measures, including stress and depression. One study tested its effects on mental fatigue in 56 physicians working night duty. The physicians were randomly assigned to receive either 170 milligrams of rhodiola or a placebo every day for 2 weeks. Rhodiola reduced mental fatigue and improved performance on work-related tasks by 20% when compared to the placebo. Another study looked at the effects of rhodiola in military cadets performing night duty. The cadets consumed either 370 milligrams or 550 milligrams of rhodiola, or one of 2 placebos daily for 5 days. Both doses were found to improve the cadets' capacity for mental work when compared to placebos. In another study, students experienced significant reduction in mental fatigue, improved sleep patterns, and increased motivation after taking rhodiola for 20 days. Their exam scores were also 8% higher than those in the placebo group. Schisandra, known as the 5-flavor berry, is another adaptogenic fruit. Schisandra is used for preventing early aging and increasing lifespan, normalizing blood sugar and blood pressure, stimulating the immune system, and speeding up recovery after surgery. It's also useful for treating liver disease and protecting the liver from poisons. The crude extracts and the isolated pure lignin components effectively protected the neuronal cell damage and slightly enhanced cognitive performance in tests. Schisandra can be treated like a food, and it's not uncommon for people to consume up to 3 teaspoons of the berries per day. Bacopa monnieri. It might increase certain brain chemicals that are involved in thinking, learning, and memory. It's been used by Ayurvedic medical practitioners for centuries for a variety of purposes, including improving memory, reducing anxiety, and for treating epilepsy. Research shows that it may boost brain function and alleviate anxiety and stress, among other benefits. One study in mice showed that supplementing with Bacopa improved their spatial learning and their ability to retain information. The same study also found that it increased dendritic length and branching in the brain. Dendritic branching is a multi-step biological process by which neurons form dendritic trees and branches to create new synapses. The morphology of dendrites, such as branch density and grouping pattern, are highly correlated to the function of the neuron. Typical doses can be 300 milligrams of Bacopa extract twice per day. Ginkgo biloba is known as the memory tree. It improves blood flow to the brain and acts as an antioxidant. These effects may translate into some benefits for certain medical problems, but the results have been mixed. Some studies have found that in healthy people, ginkgo might modestly boost memory and cognitive speed. The bulk evidence seems to support the safety of taking 120 to 240 milligrams of ginkgo per day, divided into several doses. L-theanine is extracted from green tea or obtained from drinking something like matcha tea. L-theanine may affect levels of certain chemicals in the brain. These include serotonin and dopamine, which can influence mood, sleep, emotion, and cortisol, which helps the body deal with stress. A change in the balance of these chemicals can change a person's mood or stress levels. As L-theanine crosses the blood-brain barrier and has the ability to modulate inhibitory neurotransmitters, selective serotonin, and dopamine to bring about anxiolytic and calming effects, L-theanine can also improve cognition and selective attention, perhaps due to the changes in alpha brainwave activity. Paired with caffeine, L-theanine might help to increase focus and attention. A small study found that a combination of L-theanine, 97 milligrams, and caffeine, 40 milligrams, helped a group of young adults focus better during demanding tasks. Researchers have revealed that CBD increases the body's level of glutamate and serotonin, which help control brain function and mood. They also play a role in learning and memory. Creating homeostasis in such neurotransmitters appears to help relieve depression, and this might further boost brain function. See my other video on CBD and its effects on blood flow in the brain for more information about other benefits that it can have on cognition. Vinpocetine is a supplement that's synthesized from vincamine, which is derived from seeds of the periwinkle plant. It can potentially improve memory and increase blood flow in the brain and improve metabolism. Typical doses of this are 10 milligrams up to 3 times per day. Huperzine A, from a Japanese moss. It acts as a cholinesterase inhibitor, a type of medicine that works by increasing levels of the neurotransmitter acetylcholine in the brain. Small early studies suggest that huperzine A might improve memory and protect nerve cells, which could slow cognitive decline associated with Alzheimer's. It's also commonly used as a study aid. A typical dose is 200 micrograms per day. This should be cycled as a tolerance can be built up. I would prefer a choline dietary source and choline supplements, like I've mentioned in my choline video, over a cholinesterase inhibitor if long-term use was required due to the potential for tolerance from the inhibitor. Finally, phosphatidylserine is a fatty substance called a phospholipid. It covers and protects the cells in your brain and carries messages between them. Phosphatidylserine plays an important role in keeping your mind and your memory sharp. Animal studies suggest that the levels of this substance in the brain decrease with age. Phosphatidylserine is taken to try to prevent memory loss and mental decline that may occur as you grow older. Several studies suggest that it may boost brain power. People who took the supplement scored higher on short-term memory, mood, and concentration tests. Doses in studies with phosphatidylserine on cortisol stress hormone level use 600 to 800 milligrams per day. This makes phosphatidylserine an expensive supplement. To conclude, make sure you check out my other video on blood pressure, as proper circulation is important for the brain. My video on cholesterol control, as good cholesterol is essential for the brain, and bad cholesterol can impair brain function by restricting blood flow in the body. My video on blood sugar control, as it's been theorized that Alzheimer's is actually diabetes of the brain. And for more experimental research on memory, check out my videos on the nootropics Noopept and the racetams, and my other video on microdosing.